Okay, thanks for coming, everybody. We're going to go ahead and get started. We were fortunate to have a speaker here that I think you'll be interested in.
Okay, so this is Kyle Dennison. He is from the United Association of Plumbers, Pipe Fitters, and Service Technicians. That might sound like a lot of, what is that? So Kyle's going to talk about what do plumbers and pipe fitters do, and apprenticeships. It's a thing that you can get into, it's paid for. He'll elaborate on it, and you can make lots of money. He'll also talk about all the money you can make in these fields. So, we have Kyle.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So my goal today, thank you guys, is to, one, give you guys some education on what we have for opportunities in the UA. And two, not to bore you to death. So I'm gonna ask some questions. You don't have to raise your hand if you don't want to answer. You don't have to. But just to kind of give you back and forth, that way you're not getting bored. So again, my name is Kyle Dennison. I am with UA Local 776 Lima, Ohio. What's nice about the union is that there is coverage all over the United States and Canada. In this PowerPoint, I'm not going to really dive into the wording on that. If you guys want to read a lot of that, you're more than welcome. It's more for points of our opportunities, what you can get into, what you can do, how to prepare yourself. There's goods, there's bads. You know, I'll go into stuff like that. Not to scare you, but just to be realistic, right? So, as a union, one thing that we always promote is we're not a one company entity that, you know, like tomorrow, if we're doing bad last year, I can say, we didn't do so well, we're gonna have to take your retirement away just to keep our business doors open. Or we're gonna deduct your check so much money because we need to have it for tools, right? We have a group, a membership of people that actually vote on all decisions. So that's really a big factor when you're trying to think about you know, your future and if in trades and outside of trades is how it's ran. In our office, we have four main components. We have a business manager, business agent, a training coordinator, which is myself, and a welding coordinator. We all have different job roles, but collectively, we oversee the union hall itself and the training to make sure it goes smooth day to day. Our business office has 600 members, so we have 600 voices every day that can change things, vote together, and work together. In the state of Ohio, we have 600 in our local. There's 15 total locals in the state of Ohio, just in union members. To give you an idea, too, the size of the UA across the United States and Canada. Does anybody want to guess how many UA members there are? If there's 15 locals and they all average about 5 to 1,000 in the state of Ohio, what do you guys think in the United States and Canada? How many? Any ideas? What you got? 30,000, okay. Anybody else? Yeah?
45,000.
45,000, these are great guesses. Anybody else? 390,000 members across the United States and Canada. So that shows you the size of what we have to offer. So what's nice about that, and I'll talk about it in my slideshow, is that life happens, right? You never know what tomorrow is going to bring. So if you want to take the craft that you're being trained in and you would have to uproot and move somewhere, there's another local agency in your area that you can actually go to. I've already talked a little bit about that collective bargaining. That's that entity that our membership makes the decisions, not a business owner, which is great. Benefits and pay are absolutely amazing. You guys are young. You guys more look at the pay than the benefits. But I'm going to tell you, when you're out there shopping for jobs, them benefits are very, very, very important. If you can start with a pension at 18 years of age, you can retire with zero problems, right? So pensions are a lifelong payment when you retire. Them are important things to understand. Our higher pay, I'll show you guys real numbers when we're all done here off of our website, what we actually make in a year, okay? What do you guys think after 5 years of training a journeyman makes? After 5 years of training, any ideas? You can throw some numbers. Yep. 125, that's a good start. A little bit higher.
150K?
Nailed it right there. So after 5 years with benefits and pay, you can make $150,000, and that's at 40 hours a week. That's just a normal job. So that's good pay and good benefits. You can be very, very, very secure with that. and you get trained while you do it. So you don't have to have any of this technical ability prior to this. Very important as well. What's nice about it is the UA, not only does the UA, which would be our large entity, spends $350 million a year on training. We spend, actually last year I did $1.4 million is what we put into our training fund to train our apprentices. So you can see there's a lot of emphasis on making sure our craftsmen are craftsmen. So it is a 5-year program. So after you graduate, if you're interested in becoming part of the UA in your local area, so I think this is Norwalk jurisdiction here, if I'm not mistaken. It's either Norwalk or Toledo, I can't remember. What you'll do is you'll apply to their hall, and I can get all that information to you guys as well. You'll apply to their local, you'll enter into a 5-year program if you're accepted. You earn while you learn. So what that means is basically you work during the day, 40, 50, 60 hours a week, and then they train you at night. So not only are you getting the on-the-job training during the day, you're getting that out of the book training, right? That real technical training at night. So we average 40. Again, with all the work influx right now, it's probably closer to a 50-hour work week, 50 to 60. And then we do 216 minimum technical hours a year. So all of the classes are in evening classes in our training center. Each local is a little bit different. Some locals do it during the day, and they pay you to go to school during the day, and then you go to work when you're not in school. Classroom instruction for us is 2 nights a week, and that's from September till April. So basically, it's almost like what you guys are doing now. It'd be a smooth transition. You graduate high school, you start working, you start school back in September, you go to April, you get your summer off, so on and so forth for 5 years. These are some of the classes that we really emphasize on. One that I can't stress enough, and this is trade related, but it's math. Math is huge in what we do. But believe it or not, how we teach it, we reinforce what you've already learned in your high school education, and then we bring that trade math to it. So we basically use that foundation that you already have, and then build on that, and we train you in the trade math, right? So on our HVAC side, we teach on the electrical side. That's probably 80% of that field is electricity, believe it or not, on the HVAC side. I was HVAC by trade. I enjoyed it. I got to see a bunch of different stuff, a bunch of different areas. I traveled all over. I did actually a ton of Frontier telephone hubs, from Cleveland to Lima and all over. I was in Amish country, I was everywhere. And I loved it because I got to make my own schedule, I got to travel where I wanted to. It was pretty neat. We do offer a bunch of certification classes. So all of our certification classes are free, which is really nice. When you guys are looking at getting into the industry of any kind, them costs of classes could add up pretty quick. If you're going to college, and again, nothing against that college credit costs quite a bit. One thing we're proud of is that we are also accredited with a community college. So you get college credits as you go through, and I'll explain that here in a minute. All of our instructors are journey person out in the field every day. I've actually had to register our instructors today, believe it or not, for our 1 year of training. So every instructor gets 5 years of training, so that way they're at their peak. They are the best of the best. They are within the industry standards to make sure they're up to date on all of our codes, all of our technology, and portray that to our apprentices. Again, the UA spends over $350 million. The reason why we really advertise that is because, again, training is just so expensive. There's a lot of people that they'll finish, a college degree and they're paying on that for 10 years. And again, nothing against that. If that's the pathway you guys want to go on, that's fantastic. But just remember, there's a lot of debt into that. Does anybody in here know what you guys want to do after school yet? What do you want to do?
Clinical social worker.
Okay, good for you. That's awesome. Anybody else? What do you want?
Criminal justice.
Criminal justice. That's another cool thing. Yeah. Anybody else?
A teacher.
What kind?
Preschool.
That's awesome.
Welding.
There you go. Well, awesome. So I appreciate you guys giving me that feedback. It's always neat to see where you guys are at. I always hear some new ones every time I come somewhere. So it's pretty neat. These are some of the other crafts. When I talk about apprenticeship, I want to also dabble into where I'm not only promoting UA pipe trades, plumbing, pipe fitting, and welding. These are also other apprenticeships that are out there that you can get into that you might not know. Your local area has an apprenticeship for these. So if you want to be an electrician, there's a union for that. If you want to be a bricklayer, a boilermaker, an iron worker, if you want to climb the steel like the New York skyscrapers, that's a union, right? So there's stuff out there in apprenticeships. All these apprenticeships come with about the basic same things: good benefits and good pay, right? And training. So, yes, sir?
What's the nuclear power plant?
I'm sorry?
What's the nuclear power plant? Like?
So we do a lot of nuclear power plant work. They call it a circuit. So basically what happens is the power plants like by Lake Erie and stuff, they do shutdowns once a year. And they have guys that will actually travel to each nuclear power plant and they will do the shutdowns. You have to have, a big background check. You have to be cleared by them. You have to go through their training. It's a very lucrative business too, because that 150 that I talked about is probably closer to 250 because they're specialists, right? And that's the thing is with union pay, all of the stuff that's like our contract, it's all minimums. So if you accelerate at something, they can pay you 10 or 20% higher. And I'll show you that when I break out our pay scale. And I won't go into that really in depth, but I want to make sure you see that what I'm speaking is the truth. There's good money in trades. So big thing on this stuff here is safety. We promote safety big time. There's a lot of dangerous stuff that we do. Electricity can obviously kill you. If you have something fall on somebody, that can obviously kill you. You work at heights and below grade, that can hurt you. Hot and cold days. So there's a lot of stress. So safety is a big thing. Requires climbing and heavy lifting. That's definitely a big thing too. Obviously, tools, tool bags, pipe, stuff like that. It's all a lot of weight. Obviously, every site has requirements and limits, but there's still some out there. Long hours and weekends. Some of that money comes with long hours, of course, right? We have a data center in Lima coming out of the ground right now as we speak, and they're putting calls out. They're already saying 5, 10s, and an 8 to start. That's almost 60 hours a week just to start. They're going to be at 7, 12, right? So 7 days a week, 12 hours a day here before too awful long. You'll make great money, but that's a lot of work hours, right? So opportunities to travel. That's another neat thing about this. I told you guys there's 390,000 UA members. Well, that means there's a lot of people in a lot of different locations and a lot of job sites. Let's say you want to pick up and you don't like Ohio in the winter anymore. It's cold, right? And you want to go out to Las Vegas, Nevada. And you've topped out and you're a journey person, our business agent that was on that list of 4 can call out to Las Vegas and say, hey, do you have any work out here? I've got a guy that would like to come out. Yep, I got a 410 call with per diem. Put him right to work and you can be out in Las Vegas for 6 months if you want to. It's a really neat opportunity with that too. You can travel all over the United States if you'd like to. So again, because there's 350 unions across the United States and Canada. So these are some of the stuff on our building trade side. We teach everybody, I would say we teach everybody to be a pipe fitter, and then we'll teach the other aspects of pipe fitting, but anything related to pipe at all. So like all these ducts in here, all of our HVAC service would be working on stuff like that. But if there's a drinking fountain in here, our plumber would be working on that. So just to give you an idea. So we have a hiring list too. This is something that we're kind of proud of. Well, I'm proud of personally. We have a hiring list every year that we put out for our contractors to hire off of. Our top 4 out of 5 were females this last hiring list. So that's something we're definitely making strides, and people are realizing that this trade is definitely for everybody, which is very, very important. Another thing about today, with me coming in here talking to you, maybe this isn't for you, but you know somebody that might be interested in this. So kind of spread the word and share the word a little bit. That's another thing that's pretty important about today. This is some of the items that we will touch on as far as HVAC service. HVAC service is a very, very, very vast field. So we do a lot of everything. Travel all over. You're kind of your own company because you're a guy in a truck that's trying to fix a bunch of different pieces of equipment in a bunch of different areas. Okay, so after that 5 years, you receive your journeyman card. You could move into management if you'd like, and there is also continuing education. That's really important, because you're only as good as what your education is, right? So it's kind of like you're only as good as what your tools are. Same thing with education. So we offer all that at no cost. We are accredited through Northwest State, so if you'd want to pursue that pathway of going to college, you can still do that, because as you're going through your apprenticeship, you receive 30 college credits for free. That's like 1 year of college. College is expensive. So if you save them 30 college credits already and you want to pursue an associate's degree, you already have that foundation. And again, all this is at no cost to membership at all, for the member. Okay. I always get a bunch of different answers on this one. So, as a high school graduate, 18 years of age, no experience at all, what do you think a good starting wage is on the per hour? Any ideas?
$20, $30.
20?
16.
16? I got 20. So right now, with no experience at all, we're at 21.86.
That's really good.
Now that's without our benefits on top of it. 21.86 plus benefits, we're closer to 33. So you were right there, 20 to 30. So that's with no experience coming in, don't have any clue what we're doing at all, right? And I'll pull up, like I said, from our website, I'll pull up our pay scale in Lima, Ohio, what we actually have to offer to show you how fast it progresses too. Now this one, it's kind of neat too. We average at least 10% a year in pay raise through your apprenticeship. You're not going to find that in many places, right? So that's another important thing to look at when you're thinking about what do I want to do after school, right? Yes, sir.
You said earlier about like you already know a little about the job you're pretty good at. You get like more like money wise for like the wages.
Sure.
How much more like percentage wise would that actually like be?
It really depends. So let's say you're just a great welder. You're working for a contractor. That contractor walks up to you and says, "You are doing amazing. I'm going to offer you $3 an hour more."
Okay.
And that's between you and the contractor. Yep. We have many apprentices out there, second and third year apprentices. If they can pass, it's called an X-ray weld. They're making journeyman scale. So you're talking a 20-year-old kid making $43 an hour because they can weld. I mean, that's pretty
Really
impressive.
good.
Yeah. So now here's another big one. Again, you guys are young. Benefits don't mean a lot, but I tell you, when you're talking $30 an hour just in benefits, it's very, very, very important. So anything worked outside normal hours is time and a half and double time. So I tell you that I can't stress enough how much the job outlook is. We have a need just in our area right now, within the year for 250 people right now, just in our small little local. And that's just with one job site. So think about that across Ohio and across the area. You're talking right now, there's 50,000 workers needed right now just to fill the voids in skilled trades. So very, 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 very good time to get in. Pipe welding is big. We're actually moving towards the pipe fitting more because these data centers are all prefab and everything's bolted into the units when they get there. Anybody in here like computers? So we also have a line it's called a VDC. So basically it's an AutoCAD, which is a software program where you actually design build piping. You can be working outside in an office somewhere at your house. You actually design build by knowing the piping aspects. You send that off to a fabrication shop. They fabricate it, and then our pipe fitters on the field, they put it in. So part of pipe fittings now on the technology side too, a lot of people don't realize that, and it's a huge market. We have a guy that he leads, we actually have 2 divisions right now in VDC, and like the data centers, they need 10 people in one building for this VDC, each building, there's 10 buildings. So we have to find them. So again, that market, that's a big market. So if you want them benefits, but like them computers, there is a match there, okay? Here's some stuff that I like to talk about too. Making good choices in life, okay? Making that money is awesome. The benefits are great. If you can't pass a drug test, unfortunately, you might not be able to get on some job sites, okay? So I always tell people, if you're making decisions now and you want to get in, stop, right? Background checks are important. So if we have people that can't pass background checks, again, we might not be able to put them to certain sites. That's going to be limiting you. HVAC service, driving records are super important. If you don't have a bad driving record, they're not going to be able to put you in a company vehicle. They're not going to be able to employ you. So think about that when you're doing the burnouts in the vehicle and, you know, driving fast and stuff like that. These are serious things because, again, you know, everybody wants to make big money, but if you make bad choices, that shrinks real fast, right? So I'm going to take you to our website. If you are a high school senior and you would like to apply, this is how you apply to us. Oh, you know what? I might not be able to do that. Give me 1 second here, guys. I apologize.
You need to get in line, you just gotta the gas Wi-Fi.
Okay.
Starting into the Wi-Fi. Click on that.
TS.
TCS dash.
All right.
Internet.
Let's see if I can log in here. I was having issues earlier.
There you go.
There we go. So I'm going to show you. This is our website. So to apply, you guys can see I'm clicking apply, right? Click if I don't have experience. Even if you have a little bit of experience, still click that I don't have experience. That's the proper way to go to our application page, okay? So I'm gonna click if I don't have any experience. And again, this is for linemen. So Norwalk or Cleveland or Toledo might have a little bit different options, but this is a way to get an idea of how to apply. So here's all the documentation that's gonna be necessary, okay? So go to our website and take a look. But here's the important part. Oh, and you'll click that apply now. I apologize. So you'll have that. Here is the important part. This is the numbers I was telling you about earlier. This is our actual live wage today. So if you look, that first year apprentice, like I told you, makes $21.86, right? But they actually, I'm sorry, I told you 33. It's $36 an hour. So day one, no experience, graduate high school, 36 bucks an hour. Fast forward 5 years. $42 an hour on the check, but you're actually making, what does that say?
$73.
$73 in 5 years.
Basically almost 74.
Yeah, almost 74. And see, all this will change by the time you guys get to that 5-year period, right? So it's going to be closer to 80 bucks an hour, probably. So I won't dig into a bunch of this, but that's a retirement, that's a retirement, and that's a retirement. 3 retirements is what we have to offer. That's unheard of as well. Does anybody want to guess? If this is an annuity, so it's like a 401k. $8.50. After 30 years at full rate, does anybody want to guess how much money is going to be put in that pot of money?
$8 every hour.
$8.50 an hour, yeah.
Wow.
Wait, I'll keep you guys in on our pyramid too here in a second. Any guesses? You can be big, small. How much do you think would be in that big bowl of money at $8.50 an hour for 30 years? There's no wild guess here. So 100,000. What?
15,000?
15,000, 100,000,
200,000.
200,000. Let's keep going up. 250. Keep going up.
500,000?
500. How about $3 million? At 7% return at 30 years. It's between 2.5 and 3 million, depending on market.
That would almost set you for life.
Well, and you have these 2 other retirements to do.
Yeah.
We had our financial advisors look at
Think about
that.
that, because some of you guys are at a job right now for $10.70 an hour, is how much you're making. That's not gonna be going into retirement. You wouldn't even you make way more than that, but just think about your paycheck.
Well, see, here's another thing too, is all of our benefits are on hours paid. So you guys will understand this a little bit better. So on Sunday, that's 17 bucks an hour going into the annuity. Yeah, so and all of our benefits are paid. Like our local pensions, $124 per credit year. So times whatever many years, yes sir?
Up above it said about the birth certificate or something like where it actually like validates that you're 18 years or older. And you just do like your driver license or like your ID.
It still requires birth certificate.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll still require a birth
Okay.
certificate. Yeah, absolutely. So again, I won't dig into this stuff too much, but a lot of this makes it nice for you later on, right? So it's a great trade. Another good thing that I always bring up, you know, money's great. It helps. It doesn't bring happiness. Trust me. But community service helps. You can help people out. I do a lot of help with a lot of people because of what I've learned in the trade. You might call me and say, hey, my mom's furnace doesn't work. I have no idea what I'm doing. Okay, I'll see you in an hour, you know, and help you out type thing. Or you might have a friend that needs something welded. All right, let's get it welded up. You know, stuff like that. It's life lessons as well, right? It's not just work. There's much more that goes into this. So I don't know how much time I have.
Is there a testing process? So
Yep.
the application, can you explain it a little bit?
Absolutely. So what happens is after you apply, and this is with us, so everybody's going to be a little bit different. So I'll just talk generalized. What will happen is you get accepted to a testing event, right? So what you'll do is you'll test. It's a general aptitude. It's not a can you weld test. It's general aptitude across the board. You'll get scored on that. After you get scored on that, depending on what local you go to, you may or may not get an interview, depending on test scores. You'll get an interview to get into the apprenticeship. And then after you get an interview and a test, they'll give you a ranking. So basically, you know, you knock both of them out of the park. I know I keep picking on you, but you're right here for me. You knock both of them out of the park and you're number one. The first contractor calls in and says, I want a first-year apprentice. You go to work. So there is a process to it. It can be longer sometimes than others, but everybody, and I mean everybody across the nation needs apprentices right now. It's not just Lima, it's not just Cleveland, it's not Columbus. Everybody needs apprentices. Yes, sir.
I know I'm interrupting you.
You're fine.
But what kind of like training do they like specifically like specify like inside like the requirements? So what do like they kind of train you on like what you did specifically?
We train everybody, like I said, to be a pipe fitter. So you're going to learn how to do our trade math and our science, and you're going to learn some about steam. You're going to learn how to signal an operator in a crane to be able to lift a load up properly. You're going to learn how to braze and solder, medical gas and backflow, and I can keep going on. 5 years of nothing but stuffing as much as we can in your head to get you out and make sure you're safe and doing the job properly.
Okay,
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry.
Do you have women in this field?
Yes, absolutely. And I moved out of the screen. I'm gonna yell at. I'm a walker. I apologize. Yes, like I said, top 5. We had 4 females go out this last list. We have a women's group in our local. Many locals have a women's group. This trade is legitimately for everybody. I still use her as she just topped out. Her name's Caitlin. She's, you know, just a small frame girl. She was one of the best ammonia refrigeration technicians we had in our local. Everybody called on her. She did an amazing job. And ammonia refrigeration is some of the hardest work out there, but she was so smart and so diligent, and she wanted to do it. She accelerated faster than anybody I've ever seen. So, yeah, and I'm gonna say this, women tend to listen, right? Men don't. So they take criticism, right? They know before. So that's why they got a steadier hand. Women do an amazing job in our field, absolutely. So
it goes out one ear and out the other.
I tell you, I've been married for over 20 years, and yeah, so.
Okay. That's all the time.
Okay, sorry, I can
Thank you very much. Give me a hand,
thank you, guys.
everybody.
Appreciate it.
If you have any follow-up questions, feel free to stick around. If not, thanks for coming.